Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something that a lot of women don't understand. Men are wired differently. When a man sees a woman, the first thing his body notices is what it can't control: physical attraction. That initial spark, that's lust. It's primal, it's biological, and it's automatic. You didn't do anything wrong. It's just how we're built. You can be the kindest, smartest, most giving woman in the world, but that first feeling a man feels is driven by instinct, and that's not bad. It's just how love starts its journey in the male brain. Let me break this down for you, because too many women get it twisted. You ever wonder why a man notices you in a way that makes your heart skip and maybe even makes you feel a little nervous? That first glance, that first look, that first spark, ladies, that's lust. And before you get upset, let me tell you, there's nothing wrong with it. It's not about being shallow. It's not about being disrespectful. It's biology. Men are wired to respond first to what they see. That instinct, that initial pull, that moment when a man's eyes lock onto yours, that's pure, unfiltered, undeniable lust. And it's automatic. You didn't make him feel it. He didn't choose it. It just happened. It's like a reflex. You know how if something jumps out at you, your hand moves before your brain even tells it to? That's exactly what's happening in a man's mind when he sees a woman he's attracted to. His brain is saying, whoa, stop everything, look at this. And that's normal, that's natural, that's human. But here's the thing, lust is instant. Love is a slow burn. Love doesn't just show up like a text message notification. Love grows over time. Love takes moments, shared experiences, understanding, patience, and commitment. Lust is like a spark that lights the fire. Love is the fire itself, the warmth, the light, the steady flame that keeps going even when the wind blows. And women, this is where so many of you get tripped up. You see a man's attention, you see that initial attraction, and you think that it's love. You might think, oh, he wants me, he must love me. No, not yet. That's lust talking. That's your body noticing his body, noticing yours. It's the chemistry, the magnetism, the pull that's impossible to ignore. And guess what? That's okay. That's not bad. That's how men are made. And ladies, here's a little secret. Men love beauty. We can't deny it. We are visual creatures. But that's just the first step. That's the appetizer, not the main course. That initial lustful feeling, that's just the brain saying, this is interesting, this is attractive, I want to know more. It's the door opening. What comes after, the love, the respect, the admiration, that's what makes a man stay, that's what makes him care, that's what makes him commit. But that first spark, that rush of desire, that's nature, that's instinct. And instead of feeling hurt or insecure because a man notices your body first, you should smile, understand, and know that the real work starts from there. So when a man looks at you and lust hits, first, don't panic, don't overthink it, and don't misread it. That's his brain doing its job. That's how love even begins in the first place. And ladies, once you understand that, you gain power, because now you know the first step is just the first step. Lust comes first, love comes later, and the journey from one to the other. That's where the magic happens. Here's the truth many women don't realize: lust comes fast, love takes its time. A man can feel that spark, that instant attraction in a second. It hits like lightning. It's sudden and it's undeniable. But love isn't sudden. Love is built. Love is crafted over moments, over experiences, over time spent really knowing a person. When a man feels lust, that's just the first step. That's the doorway opening. It's the signal that says, I want to see more, I want to know more, I want to understand more. But that doesn't mean he's ready to give you his heart. That doesn't mean he's ready to commit. It's a start, not the finish line. And so many women get confused because they see a man chasing, showing attention, texting, calling, maybe flirting, and they think, oh, he must be in love with me. No, what you're seeing is desire. That's lust, and it's natural. It's biology. It's chemistry, and it's not going anywhere. It's not bad. It's just the first step. What women have to understand is that love grows slowly. It develops when he sees the layers of who you are, your mind, your heart, your values, your patience, your integrity. All of these things matter far more than just the way you look. Lust will get him close. It will open the door. But love is what keeps him inside the house. And the key is this: men don't just hand out love for free. Love is earned. It's something he gives when he's confident that you're someone special, someone rare, someone he can see a future with. That's why the relationship that starts with lust sometimes feels confusing. You might be like, why isn't he calling me every day? Why isn't he telling me he loves me yet? And the truth is, he's feeling you out. He's checking the foundation. He's making sure the connection isn't just about attraction. It's about compatibility, respect, trust, and understanding. That's the difference between a crush and a relationship, between a fling and a real commitment. And here's the secret: the more you understand this, the more power you have. Don't rush love. Don't try to force it. Let it develop naturally. Let him experience who you are beyond the surface. Let him see your worth, your character, your strength, your spirit. That's what transforms lust into love. And once he reaches that stage, it's real, it's lasting, it's unshakable. But if you confuse lust for love and you give everything away too quickly, then he might never reach the stage where love takes over. That's why patience is key. That's why knowing the difference is everything. Lust comes fast, love comes slowly. And when the two finally meet, the relationship becomes something extraordinary. The way a man moves from lust to love is simple, but it's also a lesson a lot of women miss. A man has to work for your heart. And I don't mean games or manipulation. I mean effort, consistency, and respect. You see, a man isn't going to love you just because you're beautiful or kind once. He needs to see you in your fullness, in your strength, in your power, and he needs to prove to himself that he can meet you there. That effort, that pursuit, that genuine desire to understand you, appreciate you, and be there for you is what makes love grow. When a man is forced to stop and pay attention to your value, when he has to work a little, that's when his admiration turns into deep affection. That's when lust starts to evolve into something real. Think about it. If a man can have everything handed to him without effort, does he truly appreciate it? No. He might enjoy it, he might desire it, but he won't truly value it. And love is all about value. Love is about respect. Love is about seeing someone for who they are and recognizing that they're rare, unique, and worth the time, energy, and devotion. That's why a woman who knows her worth and doesn't give everything away too quickly is magnetic. She doesn't just trigger lust, she triggers commitment, admiration, and eventually love. When a man realizes that he has to earn your attention, your care, and your affection, he begins to see you as more than just a momentary pleasure. He starts to see you as a partner, a confidant, someone who can stand with him through life. And here's something else to understand. Men respect what challenges them. If everything comes easy, there's no satisfaction, no pride, no sense of accomplishment. But when a man works for your love, when he invests his time, his energy, and his effort, he values it deeply. That's why patience is a woman's secret power. Patience isn't about waiting helplessly. It's about giving him the space to show his worth. It's about letting him demonstrate that he's serious, that he's loyal, that he's capable of love that goes beyond attraction. When he finally reaches that point, when he's put in the work, the love that comes is strong. It's not shallow. It's not temporary. It's lasting. So if you're wondering why a man lusts first and loves later, this is it. Lust is immediate. Desire is instant. But love is built over time. And the bridge between the two, effort, respect, patience, and worth. When you hold yourself with dignity, when you don't just throw your heart at the first person who wants it, when you let him see your true value, you give him the opportunity to transform that initial lust into something deep, meaningful, and unshakable. That's the difference between a fling and a real relationship. That's the difference between desire and love. That's the power of letting a man work for your heart. A man might start with lust, but what makes him stay, what makes him truly fall, is what he sees beyond the surface. Men are visual creatures, yes, but that's only the first step. The deeper, more lasting feelings come when he recognizes your soul, your character, your heart. He notices how you treat others, how you handle challenges, how you carry yourself when no one is watching. That's what transforms desire into love. A man will chase a body, but he will devote himself to a woman whose soul speaks to him, whose essence captivates him, and whose energy he can't get enough of. The truth is, beauty may attract him, but it's your depth, your intelligence, your kindness, your authenticity, and your spirit that make him love you. If he only sees the surface, he hasn't met the real you yet, and love won't grow until he does. And here's something important. A man will test the waters before he dives in. That's not a trick. It's his way of protecting himself and making sure he's making the right choice. When he sees your heart, when he sees your loyalty, When he sees your consistency, that's when the walls come down. That's when lust turns into love. He's evaluating whether you are someone he can trust, someone he can build with, someone who complements his life. Women often misread this. They think if he doesn't declare love immediately, he doesn't care or he's not serious. No, that's him trying to understand you, trying to know if you're the one who can stand with him through life, not just someone to pass time with. And once he realizes you're genuine, once he sees that your inner beauty matches your outer beauty, that's when he starts to love you fully, deeply, and unconditionally. Another truth is this: men crave authenticity. We can tell when someone is pretending, when someone is trying too hard, when someone is giving love without receiving it in return. That's why it's crucial to be yourself. Let him see all of you, your strengths, your flaws, your passions, your quirks. Don't try to be perfect. Don't try to impress him artificially. Real love doesn't grow from a performance. It grows from truth. When a man witnesses your authentic self, he can't help but be drawn deeper. That's when the initial lust is replaced by admiration, respect, and ultimately love. And finally, understand this: if he doesn't notice your inner beauty, if he doesn't appreciate your heart, that's on him. That's his limitation, not yours. You are complete, whole, and extraordinary. The man who is capable of loving you will see it, and he will. Lust is easy, it's fast, it's immediate, but love takes vision, patience, and the ability to recognize the treasure in front of him. When he does, the bond that forms is strong, unshakable, and real because it's built on seeing all of you, not just what the eyes can capture. Men have a way of testing before they fully commit, and this is something women often overlook. It's not about playing games. It's not about manipulation. It's simply how men determine if love is real or just temporary desire. When a man starts off lusting, he's drawn to the surface, to the attraction, to what he can see immediately. But before he invests his heart completely, he wants to know if you're loyal, genuine, and capable of standing with him through life. He wants to make sure that the woman he loves isn't just a momentary pleasure, but someone who will be there when things get complicated, when challenges arise, when life tests both of you. That's the bridge between lust and love, the testing phase. Testing doesn't mean he doesn't care. On the contrary, it means he's serious about the future. He's evaluating your values, your patience, your consistency, and your integrity. He wants to see how you respond under pressure, how you treat people when there's no reward, and whether your actions match your words. These tests are not punishments. They're indicators of whether the love he develops will be strong, lasting, and unshakable. A man can't hand over his heart blindly. He wants assurance that what he's feeling is not temporary, that the woman he's pursuing is someone rare, someone valuable, someone who deserves the kind of love he's capable of giving. And this is where patience becomes a woman's superpower. It's easy to mistake the testing phase for disinterest, rejection, or hesitation. Many women think, why doesn't he say he loves me yet? Why isn't he all in? But the truth is, he's doing the work in his mind and heart to ensure that when he does say it, it's real. When he does commit, it's not just words, it's action, devotion, and a heart fully invested. This is why women who rush or push for declarations too soon often miss the chance to experience the deep, lasting love that comes from a man who has truly tested, proven, and chosen them. The tests don't have to be dramatic. Sometimes it's small things. Does he notice your needs? Does he respect your boundaries? Does he show consistency in the little moments? These seemingly minor observations tell him whether you are someone he can trust with his life, his love, and his future. And when he confirms those answers in his mind, when he sees that you are rare and remarkable, the lust he felt at first transforms into genuine love. It grows deeper, stronger,